Hi, I'm Jarvis Smith, founder of the P Awards, the People Environment Achievement Awards, and welcome to our first ever virtual event. This is the reception virtual party, and we've got 3 pieces of entertainment for you. Now, some of you are going to receive an email shortly for a Zoom invite. It's to join our mentalist Maddox from Britain's Got Talent live. Now, in about 20 minutes, I need you to check your email. If you've been invited, then join the link. If you don't want to join it, just return an email back saying it's not for me. And we will be picking some of you to join this session live in 40 minutes time. Now, we're going to move over to Pritesh. Pritesh is from Channel 4's Sunday Brunch. He's going to be helping us make up some cocktails and just getting the juices flowing. So over to Pritesh. Hey Pritesh, where are you?
Hi Jarvis, thanks for having me. And same goes to all of you lovely people tuning into the PEA Awards tonight. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen in not so sunny southeast London. So my name is Pritesh Modi. You may have seen me talking cocktails on various TV shows such as Channel 4 Sunday Brunch. I also run a bottled cocktail company called World of Zing. And I guess what's really important in the context of our conversation today is, a key ethos of our company is minimizing waste. So we work a lot around sort of alternative citrus fruits and citrus acids, and even things like vegan foaming agents and things like that to kind of minimize waste, minimize, I guess, ingredient smiles, and just think a little bit smarter about the ingredients that we use to make cocktails. Um, to get things started, we may be at home, but that doesn't mean we can't have a bit of a party atmosphere. I've got my dinner jacket on tonight. Hopefully, you guys are all wearing something that gives you that little party feel. I'm surprised actually that it still fits given a couple of COVID pounds that have no doubt been put on by myself. Um, I've been working with Avalon Calvados for our cocktails tonight. So this is just genuinely one of my favorite brands to have launched in a really, really long time. I've championed them on a couple of TV shows. And um, if you've never had Calvados before, Calvados is basically brandy made from apples. But this as a product is so much more than that. So for me, the flavor profile, particularly in this sort of winter autumn kind of weather, is really similar to like an apple crumble. So you've got undertones of spice. You've got that kind of burnt caramel, toffee kind of flavor in there. And then you've got really lovely tart apples, all in a lovely, beautiful, boozy bottle. And again, in the context of tonight, um, these guys are all about championing and protecting bees and beekeeping. So their tagline is "Be positive." So not only does it taste great, there's a great cause behind it. Um, so to kick things off, let's start off with our first cocktail. I call this cocktail apples or pears. Um, we might not all have apple juice or pear juice at home. So you can use one or the other, or you can use a mix of apple and pear juice. This is just some apple and pear juice I fresh pressed earlier, but I say it's entirely up to you. If you're only using apples in there, then maybe you can call it flavors of apples or textures of apples, like something very chefy. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our cocktail shaker. If you don't have a shaker, use a jam jar, Kilner jar, whatever you've got. I'm going to put in some ice. So, and then I'm going to put some ice into my highball as well. I'm a huge fan of these 1 inch square ice cubes. Um, a really important part for me, the central most important part of a cocktail is really, really good quality ice. There's nothing worse than sort of those drinks where the ice just starts melting away and you just get this watery, watery cocktail. So what do we do? Let's get 50 mils of our Calvados. Luckily, that is a 50 ml bottle, so all of that into there. Then we're going 50 mils of our juice. Then here's some lemon juice I squeezed out earlier, so 25 mils of lemon juice. And then we've got some lovely runny honey. If you're vegan, Agave syrup is a great alternative. So I've got about 10 mils of that going into there. And if you're not drinking either, then a really nice alternative to this, to the alcohol, is you can just drop in an Earl Grey tea bag, infuse it into the apple juice and all the other ingredients basically. Probably add a bit more apple juice in there, but I say Earl Grey tea bag will just give it that kind of nice adult flavor and a delicious kind of bright, fresh aroma. And then all I'm going to do is give that a quick shake. Lovely. Then pour that out into the glass. Looking forward to this. This is such a delicious drink. And then top it with some soda. Let's get that lovely, bright, fresh. I can smell just all those lovely fruits in there all the way from here. And then to garnish, I've got my little bit sad looking mint tree. Just going to stick a sprig of mint in there. Give that a little stir. And there we have it, our apples and pears or some such variation that you may have at home. That's delicious, truly. Right, next up, we are going to do our apple sour. So this is a twist on a whiskey sour. And again, you've got those lovely undertones of sort of apple crumble, so perfect for this time of year. And I'm going to show you a really cool trick as well. As you guys may know, a classic whiskey sour is made with egg whites, so you get that lovely silky foam. But we've got a little trick so that you don't need to use and be wasting egg whites. So again, what we're going to do, we take our shaker. Let me just rinse this out quickly. There we go. We want to get our lovely ice cubes into here. Let's get some into our glass as well. I think that'll do. Lots of lovely ice. Right. Again, some more of our Avalon Calvados. And that delicious aroma just releasing as I pour it in. We're going to get 25 mils of lemon juice. Lovely. Again, some honey. So far we've got our classic whiskey sour style ingredients. Let's get some of that in there. That'll do. 15 mils of that. And again, if you're vegan or if you don't have any honey, agave syrup is absolutely perfect for this. Agave syrup basically has kind of a faster sweetness, so kind of on a sweeter scale, it'll kind of go really sweet really quickly and then tail off, whereas honey's got a longer finish. So if you're wondering what the difference is in 5 seconds geekiness, that is what the difference is. And then I'm going to put in, instead of our egg whites, I'm going to put in some chickpea water. So this is some chickpea water that you get pre-packaged. If you don't have this brand, I'm a big fan of just using a can of chickpeas, unsalted. And then with the chickpeas afterwards, you've got some hummus. Delicious. So you've got a meal and a drink in one. So you want about 25 mils of that in there. Let's just give this a shake. Let me see. Where can you see it? Can you see it there? Lovely. And then what you want to see is this lovely, silky, foamy drink. See, look at that. You can see just, lovely, foamy, silky texture. And then to garnish, just stick a little apple right there. And there we have it. That is our Calvados apple sour. That really is really delicious. I hope you guys have enjoyed my little cocktail session. It's been a pleasure having you in my home. I hope to see you at a future event. And if you want to talk cocktails, drop me a line on my Instagram. You can catch me at Love Food, Love Drink. And have a great evening. And thank you again, everyone at the PEA Awards, for having me.
I hope you all enjoyed those cocktails. You'll be sipping them through the rest of the show. We're now going to move over to our taste sensation, is probably the best way I can describe it, from Charlie from Lick Me, I'm Delicious. Now, those of you that haven't checked your emails yet, don't forget to check your email to see if you've been invited to the next session. Now, over to you, Charlie.
Thank you, Jarvis, and welcome to your Taste Bud Tickler session. I'm Charlie. I'm going to be your host for the next 20 minutes. I'm a food scientist, and I've created many weird and wonderful things over the years, including glow-in-the-dark ice cream. I made levitating food and also edible crockery. But today, I'm here to take you on a journey of flavour discovery as we baffle your taste buds and we blow your senses. We've got 20 minutes of multi-sensory flavour experiments for you to try today. We're going to look at a flavour explosion. We're going to see if any of you are swavery. We're going to explore your magic nose, look at your mind orchestra, and also see if sound can make food taste better, okay? The session is built around your 5 senses. We'll start in the world of taste. We'll then look at smell, touch, sound, and finish on sight. And all you need for your session today is 8 pieces of dark chocolate, or 8 bites of a bar of dark chocolate. You need a lemon as well, and some ready salted crisps. It's a super fast-paced session. It's really interactive. There's lots for you to try, eat, experiment, and learn. I really hope you enjoy it. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to look at today is the difference between smell and taste. For this, you will need your first piece of chocolate. So please take a piece of chocolate and hold it in one hand, and with the other hand, I want you to hold your nose like this. You'll sound a bit like Daffy Duck. And I want you to put the chocolate inside your mouth. Roll it around in your tongue with your fingers held, and you'll taste sweet, okay? You'll taste sweet. Now release your nose, and bam! You'll be hit with a big explosion of chocolate, okay? Do it again, hold your nose, sweet chocolate, sweet chocolate. When you hold your nose, what you're getting is the taste. When you release your nose, you're also getting the smell. If you put taste and smell together, that's how you get flavour, okay? Taste plus smell equals flavour. Really important concept. We're going to look at smell a bit more later on. For now, we're just going to look at the world of taste, okay? All food in the world, be it bread, yogurt, cookies, or orange juice, are made of only 5 basic tastes, okay? There's only 5 tastes for all food that we ever eat. These are sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and umami, the weird 5th one that no one really knows what it is. Using these 3 ingredients, we're now going to try those 5 basic tastes, okay? And I'm going to talk you through what they all are. This is like day 1 at taste school, okay? This is your first entry into the wonderful world of taste. I want you to take another piece of chocolate. We're going to eat quite a lot of chocolate today, just to let you know. So take your next piece of chocolate, and I want you to put it into your mouth. There are 2 tastes in dark chocolate. The first one you should already know, because I just told you there, is sweet, okay? The first one's sweet. There's another taste. Try and think what it is, and while you're doing that, I'll just tell you a little bit about sweet and why we can taste sweet. So the only reason we can taste sweet is because we're omnivores. We are meat eaters, and we also eat vegetables, okay? And vegetables, that's the reason we can taste sweetness, because it's carbohydrates in vegetables. If you are a cat, if a cat is watching this right now, then you can't taste sweet because cats are carnivores, they're only meat eaters. So don't ever give a cat a piece of chocolate, it just won't like it. Don't give a cat a birthday cake, there's no point. Cats can't taste sweet because they're carnivores. The only reason we can taste sweet is because we're omnivores. It's an interesting fact there about sweetness. I don't know if you've managed to guess the second taste in dark chocolate. Depends on how dark your chocolate is. If it's of 75%, you'll be getting it more strong. The other taste is bitterness, okay? So bitterness. Now bitterness is our most important taste, and it's kind of got an interesting theory around, or fact around why it's so important to us. To illustrate this, I want you to think if you drink coffee, if you're a coffee drinker. If you're a coffee drinker, I can say right now, you're completely mad, okay? You shouldn't drink coffee because coffee is very bitter. The only reason our bodies can detect bitterness is because it's our body's way of saying, that's bitter, it might be poison. Using my plant prop again. If you imagine many years ago, if we were foraging around and we ate something like a leaf and it was a bit bitter, our bodies would go, that's got poison in it, because bitter is an indication of poison. Coffee is very bitter, and therefore our body's kind of going, that could be poisonous. So kind of the fact that we've grown to like coffee is a very unusual thing. But think about whether you liked coffee when you were 4 years old. You probably didn't like coffee when you were 4 years old, because no one does, because we're born not liking bitter foods. We learn to like bitter foods as we get older. The same happens with kids tend to like sweets, children like sweets. As you get older, you tend to move more into dark chocolates and sort of more sophisticated. We say they're sophisticated. The point is that our taste palette changes as we get older, kind of from liking sweet stuff to liking more the bitter stuff as well. Later on, we're going to see, for some of you, whether we can manipulate what this chocolate tastes like using just sound. But before we do that, hold up your lemon and take a big bite. No, of course, please don't eat your lemon, unless you want to. So our lemons have our third taste in it. We've done bitter, we've done sweet. What's the third taste that comes in a lemon? Should be super obvious to you. It is, of course, sour, okay? If you'd like to eat your lemon, feel free. And actually, if you do ask someone who could eat a lemon, that says something really interesting about you. Sourness is an indication of how many taste buds we have in our mouths, and some people have more taste buds than other people. If you have more taste buds, you are what we call a super taster. If you're someone that the thought of biting into this lemon and just even having some lemon juice is absolutely abhorrent, it might well be that you're a super taster. It means that you've got more taste buds on your tongue than the average person. It's a really cool thing if you are a super taster, and it means that you basically find things like sourness and bitterness more intense. If you're not a super taster, if you can eat this lemon just like it's an apple, good for you. It's a good thing to be as well. It means you can enjoy all manner of foods. But I am a super taster, and it's not a bad thing to be. If you're someone who doesn't like coffee and doesn't like really sour foods, might well be you're a super taster. I really want to know if anyone's eaten this lemon. Okay, so we've done sour, bitter and sweet. We've got two tastes left. Take out one of your crisps. Eat one of your crisps. It should be super obvious both the tastes, certainly what one of them is, because it's kind of a clue in the fact we're eating ready salted crisps. The fourth taste is, of course, salt, okay? Now, we all know that salt's used for seasoning and it transforms tastes. We all think that it makes things taste better or more intense. It actually does do that, but also if you put salt on something bitter, it makes the bitterness taste less bitter. So salt is kind of a taste transformer. It transforms different tastes in different ways. It makes most tastes better. It makes bitterness actually less bitter. We're now going to, in a second, look at using taste as salt as a bit of a transformer. But before we do, in your mouth with a crisp, if you haven't done already. And the fifth remaining taste that you're tasting right now is umami, okay? Umami, our savoury taste. Umami equals savoury. It's a taste, it's very unusual, and it kind of splits people 50-50 whether you like it or not. You find it in things like cheese, potatoes, mushrooms, a lot of Japanese cooking, so miso soup, things like that. Also in burgers, very meaty steaks. It's that sort of savoury taste that you could be familiar with. Stocks and gravy as well. If you're someone who doesn't like cheese, you might have just found out the reason why. It might be because you don't like umami as a taste. So I want you now to take a crisp and also take a piece of chocolate. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at combining tastes together, okay? So normally you don't eat tastes sort of independently from each other. They're kind of mixed and layered on top of each other. So this is actually one of my favourite things to eat. So I'm inflicting it on you as well. I want you to take a piece of chocolate and also take a crisp and eat them at the same time. So crisp and a chocolate. And this is a classic savory, sweet and savoury snack. So we're seeing if you like savoury foods right now. And something really interesting is happening as you eat these two items together, whether you like it or you don't. The salt is the interesting part. So in here, it is bitter and sweet in your chocolate. Your crisp is salty and umami. The salt is making the bitterness of the chocolate less intense and making the sweetness more intense. You might find that your chocolate actually now tastes quite a lot sweeter. Combine that with the umami, which is that sort of savoury taste, you're getting sweet and umami, swavory. You're swavory, you're eating swavory. Eat more crisps and see if you like it. If you do, you're a swavory fan, which is a cool thing. But that also illustrates how tastes tend to work. You tend to layer different tastes together. But of course, it's not just about taste, it's also about all our other senses. Let's look at smell. Do you smell all the time? I'm not saying that any of you are smelly, I'm just saying, can you smell all the time? Take a piece of chocolate, please, another piece of chocolate, and hold it in front of your nose, and breathe in through your nose, and breathe out through your nose, and breathe in through your nose, and breathe out through your nose. Can you smell the chocolate when you breathe in or out? In, so only half the time, okay? Now put the chocolate inside your mouth and breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose and breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. Can you taste the chocolate when you breathe in or out? It should now just be out. If it's not working for you, drink some water and try it again, okay? So, only when you breathe out. So what's going on there? You actually have two ways of smelling. No one ever tells you this, but you do. Everyone inside their head has this wonderful thing called an olfactic bulb. Who knew? You've all got one. It's your smelling device. It sits between your nose and the back of your throat. When you breathe in through your nose, bam, it hits it that way. The back of your throat, it hits it that way, okay? Two ways of smelling. Some of us can manipulate what food tastes like using these two ways of smelling. Let's see if it works for you. It works for about half people. So for this, you'll need your lemon and another piece of chocolate. I told you you eat lots of chocolate. Give your lemon a scratch. That'll release all the scents. It starts to smell like lovely lemon. And all I want you to do is put another piece of chocolate in your mouth. Roll it around in your tongue. At the same time, I want you to hold your lemon in front of your nose. It helps if you close your eyes. And just breathe through your nose as you're eating the chocolate. And some of you will start to taste lemon chocolate, okay? If it's working for you, it's a super cool thing that you can do. And what this means is you can take any foods, any drinks, and manipulate what they taste like according to what's in front of your nose. So for example, if you're drinking, let's say a gin and tonic, and you held a piece of rosemary in front of your nose, it would taste like rosemary gin and tonic. If you hold a strawberry in front of your nose, it will smell like strawberry gin and tonic, okay? So smell can be super powerful for some of us, and it's one of our most powerful senses. It's actually, incidentally, how we recognise our mothers when we're babies before we can even see. So smell can be really, really powerful. We've been in the world of taste. We then went to the world of smell. We're now going to briefly look at the wonderful world of texture, okay? Think about textures that you hate. If you hate textures, not everyone does. Maybe mushrooms, maybe you don't like the texture of mushrooms. That's quite a common one. Maybe it's oysters, celery. Some people just can't stand celery because of the texture of it. If you don't like certain textures, we kind of say that you might be texture phobic. Maybe you don't like slimy, squishy, dry or claggy kind of textures and things like that. Some of us just don't like certain textures of food. And the reason for this is because it's kind of all how our brains are wired and how our senses are all playing together. We're now going to do a cool experiment which sees if your sense of texture is super sensitive. And for this, yes, you need another piece of chocolate. So put another piece of chocolate in your mouth. And all I want you to do is put the chocolate in your mouth. And I want you to really concentrate on the texture. Just roll it around in your mouth. At the same time, just grab a piece of your hair and just rub your hair as you're eating the chocolate. If you haven't got any hair to hand, just rub part of your t-shirt or whatever you're wearing instead. Okay? And then I want you to take your finger and rub the end of your nose. This might seem quite a weird experiment. It is quite a weird experiment. And what you might find, for some of you, that when you're rubbing your hair, just alternate between the two of them, the chocolate tastes rougher. Sorry, the texture of the chocolate feels rougher when you're rubbing your hair to when you're rubbing your nose. If that's working for you, it means that you're really sensitive to external stimuli when it comes to textures. It means that things like, I'm going to stop rubbing my nose now. You can keep doing it if you want to. It means the textures of things like crockery, cutlery that you're using, maybe the feel of your glass is actually really important to you, and also textures are an important part of your overall, the way that your brain and your body takes in food and flavour. So it's a really interesting thing if that will work for you. We've been in the world of taste. We then went to the world of smell and texture. We're now going to look at the world of sound. Now, sound might sound like something that's got nothing at all to do with food. I'm going to prove to you all that it has quite a lot to do with food. And first thing, I'm going to prove that you all have a superhero talent that you didn't know you had. Yes, you're all superheroes. Congratulations. It's quite an odd talent, but it's a talent nevertheless. I'm going to play you the sound of hot water and cold water. And all I want you to do is think, is the order hot, cold, or cold, hot? So it should have been super easy. It was, of course, cold, hot. So what's going on there? How could we guess that? You have this amazing thing in your head called a mind orchestra, okay? As you've gone through your life, you've heard different foods being eaten and you've associated sounds with those foods. If I bit an apple right now, you'd all know it was an apple if you couldn't see, just from the sound of the apple. It might sound bizarre if I took a cucumber and whacked it against the wall. Some of you would know it's a cucumber just from the sound of me whacking it. We're going to see in a second who is most sensitive to sound, but before we do that, I want to show you why sound is important. This is the Stompy Chompy experiment. All you need to do now, please, is to stomp your feet. Start stomping your feet, and you should be able to hear your feet stomping. Now take your fingers and put your fingers in your ears. And with your fingers in your ears, you shouldn't be able to hear your feet stomping if you put your fingers in tight enough, okay? So you can't hear feet stomping with your fingers in your ears. Good. Now, chomp your teeth together. And put your fingers in your ears. So what you might have noticed is with your fingers in your ears, you can really hear the sound. You can still hear the sound inside your mouth, and it's louder, okay? In the same way as we have two ways of smelling, we also have two ways of hearing. The normal sound that's coming from my voice right now is going normal way into your ears. In your mouth, when you chomp your teeth, it's traveling through bone conductivity into your ears. And it means that sound is actually more intense. You might have noticed with your fingers in your ears, it's actually louder as well. So sound can be super, super intense for us when it comes to food. And that's why sound is important with food. We're now going to do my favourite experiment that's come out of the world of food science in the last 10 years. It's a real test to see if you are sensitive to sound. It works for about 2/3 of people. See if it works for you. You'll need another piece of chocolate. It needs to be dark chocolate. It needs to be dark chocolate. And what I want you to do, don't put the chocolate in your mouth yet. You can listen to 2 pieces of music. It lasts for about 40 seconds. And the first piece of music is intended to make the chocolate taste sweeter. Sorry, it's intended to make the chocolate taste more bitter. And the second piece of music is intended to make the chocolate taste sweeter. So it should go bitter, sweeter. Okay, so it should change the taste of the chocolate. That's how it's designed. See if it works for you. Put the chocolate inside your mouth, close your eyes, and really concentrate on the taste of the chocolate and just roll it around your tongue and listen to this music. Amazing, and come back into the room. If that worked for you, let me tell you what happened. If it worked for you, you probably thought it wasn't going to. Most people think it's mumbo jumbo, but it does work for quite a lot of people. What was happening there is dark chocolate, the two tastes, bitter and sweet, they kind of fight with each other. And the first piece of music, the deep bassy music, made your brain concentrate on the bitterness. The second piece of music made your brain concentrate on the sweetness. If it worked for you, it shows that you're sensitive to music, and that's a great thing. It means you can introduce soundscapes into your food. It means what you're listening to, the music you got on while you're eating your food is important. It might also mean that you should buy a guitar, because maybe you're quite musical. Amazing, okay. So we've been in the world of taste, smell, texture, and sound. We're now going to finish on my favourite section, which is the wonderful world of sight. Everyone says that we eat with our eyes. If I said to you, of the 5 tastes, bitter, sweet, sour, salty, umami, which would you associate with the colour white? There's no right answer, but most people tend to say salt for some reason, okay? Most people tend to say salt. We have these weird associations with different colours. There's a picture on your screen now, you can see, of these 3 drinks. What flavour would you say that they are? The green one may be lime, the red one may be strawberry, raspberry, blue, not so sure. Blue's a very weird colour, okay? Blue's a colour we can't really associate with different foods. Our brains find it hard to connect things. Maybe you think it's blueberry, maybe you think it's something like raspberry, blue raspberry, kind of artificially colours, okay? So we have different associations with different colours of foods. So what the foods look like are really important. I want you to take another piece of chocolate. This should be your final piece. And we're just going to finish with a lovely movie. That's all we're going to do. We're going to watch a movie together. And all I want you to do is put the chocolate in your mouth, roll it around, really concentrate on the taste and the texture of that chocolate. Just sit back and enjoy this film. Hey, amazing. That film will not win any Oscars, but what a lot of you might have found is that the first part of the movie, you were kind of going, creamy, lovely, nice, milky. And the second piece of the movie, a lot of people just stop eating entirely. That film had nothing to do with what was going on in your mouth, nothing at all. But for a lot of us, our brains put what's going on in the film together with what's going on in our mouths and say, there's a slug in an ant, stop eating. If that worked for you, or if that didn't work for you, stop you eating, it shows that you're very sensitive to appearance and what food looked like. So we've walked through the 5 senses, we've gone through the 5 senses and seen that each of these senses builds up a picture around what food tastes like. The core thing is that our brain is at the core of this, and our brain kind of translates into how different foods taste. So we have well and truly blown your taste buds and baffled your senses. I hope you enjoy the experience. I'm now going to pass back to Jarvis. Thank you very much. We're Lickman Delicious. Goodbye!
Thanks, Charlie. Wow, that was a feast for the senses. Now, those of you that have received the email, it's time for you to jump on the Zoom link to join Maddox, the mentalist from Britain's Got Talent. The rest of you can sit back and enjoy the show.
It was unbelievable.
I believe in magic.
It's Maddox Dixon.
Everything about you, you are making magic really cool. I think you're doing a great job.
For me, I feel very comfortable watching you. You know, your hands aren't shaking, you're very slick.
No way.
How did you do that? I have no idea.
Single moment.
And hello to you all. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the intro, Jarvis. It's great to be here. My name is Maddox Dixon, and I'm here today quite simply to try to get some of you to do some rather impossible but amazing things from the comfort of wherever you are. It's a game of chance and suggestion. I'm going to try and influence you to make certain decisions, but of course, at the end of the day, you're only going to go with what feels right or left to you. Okay, this makes sense in a second. So, one finger free. And all I'm going to get you to do is choose to place your finger on one of these 4 symbols: smiley face, triangle, diamond, or star. Don't tell me, don't say anything. Obviously, depending on who you are, where you are, how you're feeling, that's going to influence which one you're going to place your finger on. So as silly as this may look, wherever you are, take your finger and place it on one of these symbols. When you've done this, team, on video, just give me a wave so I can see. Okay, excellent. Now, I want you to imagine that your finger is super glued to whichever symbol you went to. And for all of you who are watching this and playing along, again, imagine that your finger is super glued to that particular position now. Do not move until I tell you to. Okay? I'm going to add in some more symbols onto the screen, but do not move. Okay, so here's the deal. I've got a dice. We're going to roll the dice, and whichever number we get, you are going to move that many times around the map. The only rules are you can go left or right, you can go up or down, but you cannot go diagonally. You can go back on yourselves if you want, but just remember left, right, up, down, no diagonals. Let's begin. Okay, so the first number that we get is a 4. So from where you are now, move 4 places around the map until you land somewhere else. When you've done this, team, give me a wave so I can see. Okay, now all I want you to concentrate on this symbol. Concentrate on this symbol. And I'm going to get rid of the symbol I don't think anybody is thinking of now. Hopefully, you had chosen not to be on the heart. Let's roll again and see what number we get this time. Okay, now we have a 5. So now you're going to move 5 places around the map, wherever you want, left or right, up or down. When you've done this, give me a wave, team. Excellent. Dylan, I'm not convinced yet. I didn't see. He's good. He's on board. Good. Thank you, Dylan. Excellent. Concentrate on this new symbol that you have arrived on. I'm going to try and sense which symbol I don't think anyone is thinking of and remove that one. Okay, hopefully you're still in. Let's roll again. This time we have a 2. A 2. So just move 2 places from where you are to a new symbol. And now give me a wave when you're done. Thank you, Kate. And thank you to those of you at home who are still playing along as well. Excellent. Concentrate on this new symbol. I'm going to remove the one I don't think any of you are thinking of now. Okay, let's do it a few more times as we progress through. This time we've got a 3. So now I want you to move 3 places to a new place. Again, give me a wave when you're done, Tilly. Excellent. Okay, new symbol. Concentrate on it. Let's remove 2 this time that I don't think anyone is thinking of. We'll do this a few more times. This time we got another 3. So now I want you to move 3 more places around the map. When you're done, give me another wave, Kate. Excellent. Okay. Concentrate on this symbol. I'll remove the one no one is thinking of now. Okay. We're narrowing this down. Let's do this just one more time. This time, we got a 1. So what I want you to do now is just move 1 place. Think about it. You're all different. You would have chosen a different symbol, probably. You would have started in a different place. And through chance, you've been told to move a random amount of times around the map. Again, a choice that you would have made. And now you will be either sitting with your finger on the waves, the star, or the orange eye. Concentrate on wherever you are. And now I'm going to remove. In fact, I'm just going to leave the only symbol I think that you are thinking of now. If you are on the star, give yourselves a round of applause. Excellent, excellent work. Fantastic. The strange thing is the whole time we were doing this, in the cup, the star was there the entire time, all along. Good job. Thank you very much for taking part. I'm very impressed. Moving on. I'm going to show you an optical illusion. Now, in order for this to work, I want you to make sure that you do not take your eyes off the bag. At no point do I want the bag to be out of shot. I want you to make sure that you can see it at all times in order for this to work. And I'll show you all the way around the bag also, so you can see. There are 2 things in this bag. I'll take guesses. The Hills household. The 2 things in the bag are the same, but different. And they are the world's most popular toys of all time. Any guesses? Bonus points if you get it.
A Rubik's Cube.
You have nailed it, Tilly. There is 2. We have a mixed up one. Okay. This is one of those annoying ones where, you know, if you turn the corners around, you can never actually solve it. So we have the mixed up one. And we also have a solved one. Okay, so a brand new one and a mixed up one. Now, Tilly, since you answered correctly, you get to choose. Whatever you say is what I'll take out the bag. Do you want me to take out the mixed up one, or do you want me to take out the brand new one?
The brand new one.
All right, the brand new one. So we take the brand new cube. I'm going to place it down here. And using the power of your amazing imaginations, I want you to imagine the one Tilly didn't want, the mixed up one, vanishing. It's going to happen in 3, 2, 1. And like that, without a sound, the mixed up cube is completely and utterly vanished. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Congratulations. This leaves us with our brand new cube. So we're going to give it a mix up. And it's a funny thing, Rubik's Cubes. You know, people often look at them and they think that, you know, how many moves should it really take to solve a Rubik's Cube? And what they actually say is any cube in the world should be able to be solved in just 20 turns. So you turned it probably around 20 times before, you know, 1, 2, 3, 20 turns in the right order should be able to reset it back to the beginning. But what would be more impressive, Dylan, than solving it in 20 turns?
1. Solving it in 1 turn.
Dylan, I picked you because I wanted you to be reasonable. One single turn. Now I'm going to put you in for this, Dylan, because you were the one that asked. This is the man that asked me to solve the cube in 1 turn when I was hoping he would say something like, you know, 10 or 12, which would have been very reasonable. That's fine, Dylan. Because you asked, we'll try. We'll try just for 1. So to solve the cube in 1 single turn would be 3, 2, 1.
Very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the right answer. Okay, bring you back into the mix. All right, now I thought it would be fun if we got all of you to make some decisions yourselves. So what we're going to have you do is bring up a calculator, and we're going to create this virtual trip that we're going to go on in our imaginations. We're going to try and create a bunch of really random stuff to see what the end result is. So grab your phone, bring up a calculator, and once you've done it, just press clear on the calculator as well, just to clear anything that's in it. Really, I don't need to use my phone, but I'll keep it on screen just so that you guys can follow along if you need to. But really, this is about your own phones from wherever you are in the world right now. Okay, so let's begin. We'll put this on and we'll zoom this in as well so everyone can see. Perfect. So to begin with, Tilly, where in the world do you want to go on holiday? Bearing in mind that when you go on holiday there, it's going to be great and you've got nothing to worry about. Where'd you fancy?
Ibiza, please.
Ibiza. Okay, great. We're going to Ibiza. So Tilly, visualize this. You're stood in the airport waiting to go to Ibiza. You look at the time on your watch. What do you see?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. So is that in the morning or in the afternoon?
In the morning, because it's Ibiza.
Okay. So we're going to put in 200. Okay. So we'll put in 200. And the other thing, actually, before we begin this, because this is a common thing that sometimes comes up, just clear it real quick. I want you to make sure that portrait mode is off, so you can actually turn your phone sideways. Because I don't know how big a number you guys are going to make. Okay. Because there's only 9 digits that fit on a screen. So just make sure, if you need to, switch off portrait mode so you can actually turn your calculator to the side so you can enter in a big number. Has everyone done that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So Tilly says, let's just clear it again. Tilly says 200. It's 2 a.m. at the airport. And do you want times or plus, Tilly?
Do I want what, sorry?
Times or plus. Do you want to press times or plus?
Oh, times.
Times are great. So everybody put 200 times. Let's jump to Dylan. Dylan, we've flown all the way to Ibiza. The doors have opened. The temperature has rushed in. You can feel the air. How hot is it in Ibiza?
38.
Say again?
38.
38. All right, that is hot. So everybody put in 38. Times or plus, Dylan, your choice?
Plus.
Plus, so everybody put plus in. Moving on to Kate. Kate, you happened to watch Rain Man on the plane over. You managed to cram it in into that short flight. And somehow you've managed to inherit this amazing ability to look at something and know exactly how many are there. There are so many bags coming out on the baggage carousel as we're waiting for our stuff. And because of this newfound random ability of yours, Kate, you look over, you see blue bags, red bags, yellow bags, but you instantly know just from a glance how many bags are on the carousel. What's the number? Tell us now.
128.
128 straight away. So everybody put 128 in. And is it times or plus, Kate?
Plus.
Plus, so everybody press plus. Let's continue on. Laura, I'm going to ask you, as we get out of the hotel, there's a limousine that's arrived. Fantastic, right? amazing limousine. You get into the limousine and there is unlimited champagne. How many bottles of champagne does everyone consume on our hour journey from the airport to the hotel? How many bottles?
How many of us are there? 20.
20. I was going to say that you strike me as a sort of a modest person, Laura, but 20 bottles is a strong number. So everybody put in 20. And is it times or plus?
Times.
Times. So everybody press times. Let's do this one more time. Dylan, we're back to you. Dylan, we arrive at the hotel. You've got the wind blowing in your hair. And you know, you're having a fantastic time at the hotel. And there's these little plates of canapes going around, little canape plates. How many canapes did everyone consume as a total number? How many do you think we all ate?
4.
4. Only 4. Okay. We're clearly all dieting on this particular holiday. So put 4 in. But this time, we're going to press equals, Dylan. We're going to press equals because I want to make sure that we are all in sync. So do we all have 7,808?
Yeah.
For everyone following along on the session today, hopefully you have all arrived in the same place also. Now, what I want you to do is press plus and just leave your phone there for a second. Kate, this is all down to you. I'm going to add you in. So, Kate, you go back to your hotel room because you want to get changed. And you see your bag there and you open it and you suddenly realize it's not your suitcase. They've got the wrong suitcase, but it's not all bad news because within your suitcase, someone else's, and there's just rolls and rolls of cash, of euros. There's so much money in this suitcase. It's going to be our spending money for our mini breakaway in Ibiza. Okay. Now, I want to create a very random number. So rather than me trying to suggest certain things to you, we're going to make up a completely random number. We're going to try and make as big a number as possible. So all I want you to do is pick a number between, I don't know, 1 and 15. What's it going to be?
9.
9. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to randomly place, let me change cameras for you. I'm going to randomly put in 9 numbers just by you saying stop. Okay, so say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so far we've got a pretty big number. Maybe we should throw in, I don't know, another 4 numbers, something like that, and make it even bigger. So say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we've got one of these crazy numbers. Let's just turn it this way. That's what? 1,651,123,110,611. I'm not quite sure whether you could fit that much cash into your suitcase, Kate, but hey, this is the random number you've created. So what we're going to do is everyone that's following along, turn your phones sideways so you can actually input this in. And I want you to put in the number that Kate's just created. 1,651,123,110,611. Make sure that you've put that number in. And of course, you would have pressed plus before. So now just press equals. And we'll end up with this random total. Does everyone have the same number on their phones? Yes? Okay. Good job. Hold it up even closer for me, Kate. Even closer to the camera. Super. Okay, so we're matching. Now, Kate, if you look at the last 4 digits of this number, look at the last 4 digits, you're going to start to see that those are the last 4 digits of your mobile phone number. Yes?
No.
Well, I mean, it would have been amazing though, Kate, wouldn't it? Come on. I mean, it would have been amazing, but no, that would be impossible. Of course, there's no way that 8419 is the last 4 digits of your phone number. I'm just telling you this because I'm trying to emphasize that this crazy number you've made up is just the number that between all of you is the sum of all the different things you imagined. Okay? Now, to make sense of this, I'm going to give you 10 or 20 seconds, same for everybody else who's watching this, to go and grab a pen and a pad of paper. So go grab a pen and a pad of paper. You've got 20 seconds to do it. And keep those numbers up on your phone. Okay, are we all set? Give me a wave. Tilly, you happy?
Yeah.
Good. Dylan, you good?
Yeah.
Good man. And the Hills family household, you happy?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. Kate, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so everybody, I want you to write down this number that you've created on your phone. So we have 1, 6, 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 8, 4, 1, 9. 165 112 311 8419. And you know what? What we're going to do is we're going to split up these numbers a little bit. So just, I don't know, just put a vertical line after 16. Then put another vertical line after 5. And then let's separate these ones like this. Let's put a line after 2 and 3. Let's put another one after this one. Let's put another line after the 18. Let's put one after the 4. Okay? Now, I know you're probably wondering what this all means. I want you to imagine the alphabet as a code. So with A being represented by 1 and Z being represented by 26. So what is the first letter of the alphabet, Kate?
A.
A. Fill it in. Obviously, we have another one. So let's put that in too. That's A. What's the fourth letter of the alphabet, Dylan?
D.
D. So put a D in where the 4 is. There's another one here. Put in the A here. It's kind of like hangman from a number that you've created. The 16th letter of the alphabet is E. The 5th letter, A, B, C, D, E, is E. Slowly, you start to see the 23rd letter of the alphabet is W. The 18th is obviously R, and the 19th is S. The PEA Awards 2020, the reason we are all here today. If you've written this down, hold it up to the camera so I can see. You've absolutely nailed it. Thank you so much to all of you who have taken part. And for all of you that are watching, really appreciate it. Thank you for having me. My name is Maddox Dixon. It's a pleasure to be a part of the PEA Awards 2020. I will pass back over to Jarvis, or whoever's coming on next. And thank you so much again. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you all. Bye, bye, bye. Cheers.
We now move into our main event, the 10th year anniversary of the People Environment Achievement Awards, wishing everybody the best of luck.